What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's MightyFan time, and it's also time for my annual preseason predictions for the NFL. And I am wearing my Russell Wilson Super Bowl 48 jersey because you know who was right about the Super Bowl last year. That's right, it was me. And some other people too. But I was correct about the Seahawks over the Broncos last year. And for people that that's an easy pick. Oh yeah, well it still had to happen, didn't it? And it did. This guy was right. So again, a thank you to the Legion of Boom and to Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch and the rest of the Seahawks for making my not only my Super Bowl prediction to get there right, but the team to win it right. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It's been, as an Eagles fan, I haven't seen my team win yet, but you guys made a winner out of me last year, too. So I appreciate that. There'll always be a special place in my heart for the Seahawks for that. But and to the Broncos, too. Thank you guys for getting to the Super Bowl last year, even though you got boomed once you got in there. But anyhow, let's get right to the picks. And I'm going to go AFC, NFC as I do every year. I'm going to go East to West, West to East. I'm going to have the division winners. I'm going to have the wild cards. I'm going to have the two teams that are going to represent the NFL and the AFC and the NFC in Super Bowl 49. My goodness, one away from 50. 50! So let's get right to it. Going to start in the AFC. Going to go to East. Slam dunk. Right? Patriots. Come on. As much as I can't stand them. They're going to win the division again. Okay. Unless Brady goes down and Belichick forgets how to coach, they're going to win again. Okay? So, they win the East. We're going to go to the North. The black and blue division. The Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and Johnny backup. For now, maybe he'll be Johnny Football again someday, but we'll see. But anyhow, he's doing good in Madden, though. I'm having fun with him in Madden. But anyhow, Madden only counts in Madden. So, this is a tough division to pick. Last year I had the Steelers winning it. They're my favorite AFC team. They've always been. And I was disappointed in that pick last year. I was disappointed because midway through the season I'm like, why the hell did I pick them? But then they finished strong and, nearly made the playoffs. But anyhow, so this year, I want to pick them again, but I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I'm not, to me, they've won the division the last few years, and I really don't understand. I guess I should say, I really don't understand. I see them winning the division, right, year after year, and then they get to the playoffs and they forget how to play. It's like, okay, guys, you got there. Now you can't, do anything. Okay, we're kind of in neutral. Okay. Anyhow, the Bengals have been one of those teams, and I'm sure for their fans, it's just, beyond ridiculous. When they get there, it's like, well, it's like we didn't even get here. But anyhow, I got to go with the Bengals again. I got to go with Who Dat Nation to repeat as division champs, and we'll see what they can do this year if they get to the playoffs. Right? I know Andy Dalton's wallet's a little heavier these days, so we'll see. But anyhow, so that's my pick for the AFC North. The South. Another easy one. Colts. Come on. Andrew Luck. Come on. Colts. And then the AFC West. This is a tough division. It should be a slam dunk, but in some ways it might not be. I'm going to go with the Broncos. Okay? Partly because of that offense, and partly because of what they did on defense. I like what they did in the offseason with their defense. I like the players they brought in, and I also like the fact they're getting some guys back, like Von Miller. I think that makes them even more dangerous, and they're already a dangerous team. So I got to go with the Broncos in the division to win the AFC West. My two wild cards in the AFC, I got to go Kansas City, and I got to go Pittsburgh. I know, Pittsburgh yet again. I'm putting in the playoffs, but I'm believing in you, Pittsburgh. Don't let me down. Otherwise, next year we'll see who gets it. Come on, terrible towel. But anyhow, those are my two wild cards. With all due respect to Pistol and to Throwback King and Restorator Nation, hey, you guys are going to have a better season this year. You are. But to make the playoffs this year, in my eyes, remember I did tell you who would win last year, but in my eyes, I just don't see them making it this year. But I do think that they'll be a better team. They're one of my surprise teams for this year. Remember, every year I come up with some surprise teams. So the Raiders are one of my surprise teams for the AFC. Have a better season. Maybe go 9-7. I do. I think they'll have a better year than certainly what they've been having. But let's go to the NFC. I have a fantasy draft in about 20 minutes, so I got to get through these. NFC West. Boom! I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I mean, hey, come on. They were good to me, so I got to go back them again to win the division. NFC North. One of the old divisions, right? You got the Packers, the Bears, the Vikings, and the Lions. Oh, my. And I got to go Packers. I mean, even with the fact that Aaron Rodgers wasn't healthy all year last year, they still managed to win the division. And that says a lot about the team and about how well coached they are. So I got to go Packers again. Packers? I got to go them again. Got to get Wisconsin accent out there. That was horrible. But anyhow, my dad went to the University of Wisconsin. Badgers. But anyhow, so I like the Packers to come out of the NFC North. The NFC South, it's like a different team wins that division every year, right? And this year I'm going to have the Saints win it. And, Drew Brees. Hard to go wrong there. So I'm going to go Saints. And my two wild card, the East, of course. How could I? The NFC East, my division, the Eagles division. I got to go with my hometown Eagles, okay? All right, it's going to be tougher than people think. The Redskins, I think, will be a little better, obviously, than last year. But the Giants, maybe. Although, with all due respect to Murph and Papa Murph, I mean, their offensive line looks like cardboard cutouts. So I don't know how well Eli's going to be on his feet all year. But we'll see. Yeah, you got to play the games, right? And then you got Alice. And I will call them Alice because there's no D there anymore. I can't wait till Thanksgiving. I hope the Eagles put 50 up on them. But anyhow, so I got to go with the Eagles to win it. Last year I picked the Redskins. That didn't go too well. But it was a new era for Eagles football. Chip Kelly, and none of us really knew what to expect. So I went with the Redskins, and I was of course hoping for the Eagles, and of course at the end they ended up winning the division, going 10-6 and winning in Dallas the division title, and it was great, and I really like the direction they're going in. I'm really excited, as you can tell from my season of the fan series, which, by the way, the next video should be up within another day or so. I just have to splice it all together and put it all together for the next series. I have a wrap-up of the preseason and look ahead to the regular season. I'm just really looking forward to the season, and I think they're gonna do great again this year, and I think they win the division. I really do. So there you go. And my wild cards. My wild cards are gonna be the 49ers and the Chicago Bears. And it was hard. It was like a coin flip. I could have gone Bears. I could have gone Panthers. I don't know. Maybe even Redskins or Giants. But I'm going with the Bears because they just missed out last year. And, it came down to an Aaron Rodgers throw, discount, double check, to win that division. So I'm going to go with the Bears to win like one more game this year and get to the playoffs. Maybe not win the division over Green Bay, but get to the playoffs as a wild card. And so now we get to the big part of this video, right? Because, all right, you pick divisions, you pick wild cards. Surprise out of the NFC. I'm going to go Tampa Bay. I think they win a few more games than people think they might this year. I'm going to go Bucs there in those wacky new uniforms that they have. I'm going to go Tampa Bay to be like a surprise of the NFC. Not to make the playoffs, but, win a few more games than maybe people think they will. So now we get to the Super Bowl. We get to the big show, right? The big show. Yes! And, of course, the week of the Super Bowl is the winter sales event at Mitchell & Ness. So we get to the Super Bowl, And last year, as you remember, I don't know, must have only mentioned this a few times, I correctly predicted the Seahawks over the Broncos. So I will have I do have to come clean. I have a confession, Father. Right, I feel like I'm in the booth. But I do have a confession here. About a month, maybe a little over a month ago, maybe a month and a half, I really thought I had my pick for the Super Bowl. And this is why I don't make my picks until after the preseason. Okay? So I thought I had the team that I thought I had the team that was going to come out of the NFC. I knew my AFC team. I knew it. NFC I thought I knew. But then the preseason came around, some events happened, and I do have to admit that my original pick, and those years in college when I was, before I graduated, those years in college, one of the things you learn is when you take a multiple choice test and you fill your first answer and you scroll it out and you go with something else, you probably should have gone with your first answer. That might be the case here, but I'm going to do it anyhow because, I don't know, maybe I just didn't learn much in college. I don't know. Of course I did, but I am going to go with the choice I just made instead of the one I was going towards, because I really wasn't 100% on it. And that's why, again, I don't make this video until the week of the season. The week of season starts. To see how things look, what the map looks like for the NFL, right? So my original team that I thought was going to win the NFC was the 49ers. And I had like this whole revenge thing built up because, the Spurs beat the Heat in the finals, avenging a loss from a year ago. So I had this whole like 49ers, getting revenge on Seattle, with all due respect to Seattle. Hey, I just had this whole revenge thing in mind. Well, then the offseason happens, that continues on, the preseason. The 49ers seem to be losing a defensive guy every week, and there's all these off-season distractions for them. And though it makes a very nice story at the beginning of America's game, right? I just, with all that, the new stadium, everything, I can't see them coming out of the NFC. With all due respect. I can't see it. It's too much. It's too much. So I'm going to go with the team that I picked to win the NFC. And the reason I'm not going Seattle here is because it's so hard to repeat. It is. There's something about it that something has to be said about a team not repeating since, unfortunately, the Patriots beat my Eagles. Not that I'm bitter about it. Patriots. But anyhow, it hasn't been done since that. And if there's a team that could do it, it is the Seahawks. I will certainly admit to that. But for sake of the video, for sake of my picks, I'm gonna go with something a little different. Again, there's a lot of pressure for me for this video to pick this year's participants in Super Bowl 49. But I'm gonna go with something a little different. I'm gonna go with the quarterback Super Bowl. So my team in the NFC is gonna be the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees. I think the Saints get there out of the NFC. I think they win enough games to get one of the top 2 seeds in the playoffs, which means you get home field or home dome advantage in this case, and that's pretty good for them. They play pretty good at home. Maybe not as good as the Legion of Boom here, but they do play pretty good at home. So I'm going to go with the Saints to come out of the NFC. And the AFC, you know what? His dad was a Saint, so I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos and Peyton. Okay? Yeah. The Denver Broncos represent the AFC. The New Orleans Saints represent the NFC in Super Bowl 49. You heard it here. That's right. I'm trying to go 2 years in a row with getting the Super Bowl participants right and then the Super Bowl champion. So we're going to have a great matchup in Super Bowl 49. We're going to have Drew Brees and Peyton Manning. Okay, I did the hats wrong. Drew Brees and Peyton Manning. And, of course, Peyton Manning's father, Archie, played with the Saints. So it'll be a pretty cool backstory there. Might be Peyton's last game. I predict it will be. And, he goes off on the sunset, gets to by getting to Super Bowl 49. And what happens? Well, the Denver Broncos win Super Bowl 49. I know. Not really hard to pick, but I'm going to pick the Denver Broncos to beat Peyton Manning's father's old team, the New Orleans Saints, in Super Bowl 49. Peyton rides off into the sunset, in the mile-high sunset, as Super Bowl champion, and the Denver Broncos, with that improved defense to go along with the electric offense that they have, go ahead and win Super Bowl 49 over, that's right, Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints in a battle of the quarterbacks, right? Should be a pretty epic affair if it comes down to it. So, anyhow, that's my predictions. Call them what you want. I mean, hey, you know what? If I'm right again, though, this year, I got something to say. Okay, because if I'm right again this year, at least with my prediction to get to the Super Bowl, the week of the Super Bowl, I want to be on NFL Network. Okay, because I predicted the Super Bowl contenders 2 years in a row. All right? Let's see you do that, Irvin. Or Sap. I did it. I don't wear the suits and get on the shows, but I predicted the Super Bowl. So that's my little challenge to NFL Network. If yours truly gets the Super Bowl contenders right again for second year in a row, I want to be on one of those shows during the week of the Super Bowl. That's right, Mighty Fan. The Eagles fan wants to be on there talking with Michael Irvin and Warren Sapp, two guys who crushed my dreams over the years with the Eagles. But I want to talk to you guys on air and tell you guys how I predicted it all to go down. That's right, I didn't even play, but I predicted how it went down. Anyhow, that is my bold but true predictions for this year. You know, I would love for my beloved Eagles to make it to the Super Bowl, and I guess I'm not picky. I don't want to jinx them. We've been jinxed for too long. I just don't want to be like, you know, the Eagles make the playoffs, lose the first game. I'm like, damn it, I jinxed them. You know? So I guess in some ways that's also why I'm making my pick this way. But it is what it is. You know, I'm using my little crystal ball here. Okay, well, I don't have one, but my little crystal keyboard. Well, it's not even crystal, but this is how I see it going down. I see, again, the Broncos and the Saints, with the Broncos winning it in Super Bowl 49 in Arizona. Should be a great game if it is those two teams. And we'll see. I'm hoping for the best for my Eagles, though. And if the Legion of Boom makes it back in there again this year, I wouldn't be surprised, because they have a dynamic defense and a great quarterback and running attack, too. So, but that is how I'm seeing it. I want to do something a little different. Again, there's a lot of pressure. Maybe when there's pressure on you, you do things a little in other ways. But that's how I see it. Again, my first choice was like the 49ers, but then I'm like, nah. So I'm going on record on YouTube with my pick for the Broncos over the Saints in Super Bowl 49. Peyton Manning over Drew Brees, and Peyton Manning retires afterwards as Super Bowl champion and tells his brother, hey, I got as many as you do now. So anyhow, that's going to do it for my predictions. A mile-high salute to the Denver Broncos, my pick for the Super Bowl 49 champions. There you go. You've heard it here first. So anyhow, everyone, that's Mighty Fan. I have another video coming up, as I said, for my Season of the Fan. Some rain out there. Season of the Fan video series, of course, for YouTube for the 2014-15 Eagles. Look forward to that, and I should have that up within another day or so. And those are my picks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Big shouts, as always, to everyone, all my subscribers, fellow Jersey heads, NFL Network. I watch you guys every day. All my, family, all my friends, fellow DeviantArt members, anyone I'm forgetting. As always, this is Mighty Fan saying peace. And we'll see what happens during this season, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye. It's football season. Yay!